few surprising discoveries have been made during the Earth's history. Many of them have also created controversies among the masses. For example, when people started talking about aliens and stuff of that nature, many seemed to lose their minds. There are some things that should be kept a secret, simply because humanity doesn't know how to handle it, and there are all the chances of our planet being plunged into chaos. That's why some discoveries remain a secret in order to protect the Earth. Today, despite the fact that some of you may lose your minds, we're going to talk about 5 discoveries that were kept a secret to protect the Earth. Before we begin, make sure you hit that subscribe button to get notified every day for more amazing content. With that being said, let's begin. Number 5. Apes can read minds. If you've seen the movie Planet of the Apes and are afraid that the plot of the movie may come true, it's better to hold on to your chair and prepare for what you're about to hear. They say that reading body language is an essential skill in order to survive. But do you know why? Well, let's take a small example. Let's say someone doesn't like you. Then that person will give you many signals so that you stay out of their path and away from them. However, there are some people who just don't know how to handle this. On the other hand, there are people who can tell what's on your mind and seem more likely to read your mind. So far, reading other people's minds to know their intentions and depth of knowledge was exclusively believed to be a human skill. However, research conducted by an international team of experts suggests that big apes also have this ability. 19 chimpanzees, 14 bonobos, and 7 orangutans were put to the test. The apes watched a movie in which a King Kong-like ape steals a rock from a man and hides it in one of 2 boxes. The man observes everything. However, he flees when he's threatened by King Kong. Then the fake monkey takes the rock and leaves. The man returns, and where will he look for the rock? The researchers used an eye-tracking technology to determine where the apes directed their attention. Almost everyone looked at the box, where the man mistakenly believed that the rock was hidden. This means that they knew what the individual was thinking. Reading the minds of others is essential to getting along with them and predicting their actions. It also serves as a basis for our ability to deceive others. Having this skill definitely is a benefit to them, and they can take advantage of it. Now just imagine if monkeys were able to master this ability. Then Planet of the Apes would no longer be science fiction or just a movie, but a close reality. Scary, right? Well, don't lose your minds over it. We know you'll keep it a secret. Number 4. Eggs created in the laboratory. Do you remember the plot of the movie Gattaca? Well, if you don't, let me remind you. In a not-so-distant future, parents decide to have children with the help of genetic engineering, so that the kids are healthier, have better job opportunities, earn more money, and are more successful in life. And from that possibility, they have a chance to compete against those proven at birth. With the advancement of genetic engineering, they should be able to meet the odds, including conquering other planets. Perfection was the most important thing there. Now, if they told you from today on genetic perfection is one of the requirements for a given job, surely it would bother you. And not just you, millions of people would tend to lose their minds. We don't know as of now whether this will happen in the future or not, but we do know something, and that is the fact that the superhumans are already in the making. The old idea of a test tube baby now has a new meaning, thanks to a group of Japanese scientists who have been able to get mice born from ovules completely created in a laboratory tray out of skin cells. The new technology is said to help in fighting human infertility through the reproduction of artificial ovules. However, the issue is not without controversy, and the method is still dangerous. They were able to produce 1,300 were to know about this project. It could unleash a series of controversies about the whole issue. Also, if this so-called laboratory-created human being does become a reality in our future, it could pose a threat to existing human life, and life as we know it might end altogether. This fact comes as so disturbing that it's best kept a secret, at least for the sake of the Earth. However, if you're hearing this, we trust you'll do that. Number 3. Sea plankton in space. As you may be aware, planktons are microscopic organisms that live deep under the sea. On August 19, 2014, the Russian news agency Itar-TASS published a statement by the director of the Russian segment of the ISS, Vladimir Stelivyov, claiming that there have been remains of a plankton having been found on the outer surface of the space station windows, which means that there's life in space. This news caught the attention of media around the world and was widely commented and quoted. The website space.com immediately sought a confirmation from NASA, but the space agency said it knew nothing about it. How mysterious. The cosmonauts took samples from outside the space station where the plankton was found. These samples were then analyzed in a laboratory on Earth. Bacterial DNA was discovered in it. However, the method of detection is arguable, since all types of bacteria can't be detected. It couldn't be determined whether the bacteria were dead or alive. The problem of all this is that in order to do more studies, you need more samples of the strange thing. And guess what? They're allegedly not to be found. However, this whole issue seems to be under the wraps of a mystery, and no one seems to know what's really going on. The media just say that there are no conclusive results. But if you think about it, with the amount of advanced technology the space agencies have, it's a tad bit difficult to believe that they haven't exactly been able to decide what the Russian team found in space. This discovery could be kept secret because if they're not careful with the investigations, they may end up experimenting on the strange particle. And then the Earth may end up with an alien invasion, just like in the movie Life, which doesn't seem to have a happy ending. Number 2. A planet to move to. Animals are highly instinctive creatures. When their habitat is degraded and they can't seem to do anything about it, they decide to migrate from that place to a whole new place and start a new life there. Now, you may be wondering why I'm talking about migration. Well, it turns out that human beings are animals too. Even if we can walk upright and have the abilities to invent wonderful things such as the internet. And as you know, our habitat is planet Earth, whose conditions are worsening every day. Despite the efforts made by those who care about the environment, there are many who just don't seem to care what may happen in the not-so-distant future. So there are two solutions to this. Either the Earth is not destroyed, or looking for a new planet to start again. The second one sounds a bit crazy, but it's not. For years now, many scientists have dedicated themselves to studying other planets in hopes of finding one that we could all live on, and one which isn't located millions of light years away. This is something like looking for a new apartment that's cheap and not so far away from your workplace. Well, they did find moderately inhabitable conditions in a few, but not close enough. It basically means that those who want to inhabit them would die before they got there. However, a new discovery is about to change all of this, and may soon leave the Earth uninhabited. It's a small planet that's practically around the corner. It's small and very close, taking the measurements of the universe into consideration. And it may be our best chance to know in detail a world outside of our solar system. An international team of astronomers led by the Spanish Guillermo and Glada Escude, the International Council for Higher Scientific Research, the CSIC, announced in August of 2016 the discovery of the exoplanet Nex-B, located in the orbit of the Proxima Centauri star. The closest to the solar system, a little more than 4 light years away. And if that weren't enough, there are all the chances that it could possibly have water on its surface, and consequently, it can sustain life. Now you know why this threatens the Earth. It's quite simple. If we already have a place to go, how many will actually be concerned about protecting our planet? If this discovery spreads, most scientists will do all that is necessary to make this planet our new home, leaving the Earth desolated. And if the Earth is left desolated, obviously it would eventually be destroyed. Number 1. AI beats man. The saying that goes, student beats teacher, will have a completely different meaning after this case. It's about artificial intelligence and how it surpasses man. So it's better to do crossword puzzles to speed up your mind, or else you'll be left behind. The milestone artificial intelligence has achieved was believed to be impossible just a decade ago, but now it's a real thing. A computer program called the Alpha, developed by the British company Google DeepMind, beat the world champion of a millennial game of Eastern origin called Go, after a series of 5 games in 2016. It's not the first time that a machine has defeated a human master in a game. 20 years ago, Deep Blue by IBM put Garry Kasparov in his place in a chess match. That's the only thing these two cases have in common. Because Go demands a strategy so sophisticated and complex that it seems impossible for a brain made of circuits. In Go, a very popular game in countries like China, South Korea, or Japan, 2 players must conquer the largest possible territory by placing black and white stones on a board. The rules are simple but multiple, since they depend on the creativity, intelligence, experience, strategy, and practice the players have. AlphaGo's ability to learn by itself in a similar way to humans is the key to its success. The program uses artificial neural networks that mimic biological ones to select positions and movements on the board. Its success shows that artificial intelligence covers not only calculations, but also something that closely resembles human intuition. Now, things such as artificial intelligence could pose a threat to humanity, and so they're kept a secret. Why? That's simply to keep the amount of information flowing into these programs. Because if they ever got into the wrong hands, they could end up turning against humanity and could even destroy our planet. All this may seem a bit like an exaggeration, but it could happen if the right precautionary measures are not taken. If these aforementioned things were ever to happen, then it would mean the end of humanity. Also, not to mention the world.